All right, 7th graders, this is 8.5, page 423. I bet there was a couple of you who were wondering in that last lesson how come I didn't solve those proportions when it got harder using cross products. Well, that's because we talk about it here in 8.5. So cross products, which is defined on page 423, it says cross products in the proportion, the products across, here let me just do an example, 2/3 equals 4/9. If you go across here and multiply, 2 times 9 equals 3, that's not right, 4/6. I'm like, that doesn't equal each other. 4/6, it would be 2 times 6, right here, that's a 6, equals 3 times 4. And 12 equals 12. So cross products are always equal to each other. So let's look at the property. The cross products of a proportion are equal. That's what we just got done saying. So let's take a look at some numbers, just like we just did, but we'll pick a couple different ones. So let's check out these cross products, and I'm going to write them a little different than the book. 20 times 3 is 60, and 4 times 15 is 60. And this is also a great way to compare fractions. You multiply the cross products and then compare the fractions. So obviously those are equal because 60 equals 60. And then again, if you just do the algebra, it's A over B equals C over D. AD equals BC. That's just multiplying across. And of course, B and D cannot be zeros. So let's solve some of these with, and you're writing this key concept box down. Use the cross products property to solve. So you set the cross products equal to each other. I always do the one with the letter. So 2 times D is 2D equals 9 times 3, which is 27. Now we use algebra to solve for D. We divide by 2. 27, 2 goes into 27, 2 times 11, 12. 13 is 26, so 13 and a half, or even 0.5 if you want to write it that way. See how they solve it? And they do the same thing. So use the cross products property to solve the proportions. So I'm going to take 4 times b, and you guys all, this should not be new to you. 10 times 3 is 30. Divide by 4 to get the b by itself. Goes in there 7 and 2 left over, 2/4, or 7 1/2, or 7.5. Let me get rid of some marks here. So that will be 6 times A is 6A. 5 times 15 is 75. I'm going to pick ones that come out very nice for us. 6 into 75 goes once. Goes in there twice, which is 12. 3 left over, 12 and 3/6, which is a half, 12.5. Notice they're all coming out 0.5. They must like that. 4C is 4 times C. 28 times 5, I don't know what that is. 140. And 4 into 140. Let's see, goes 3 times, which is 12, 20, 35. Hey, that one comes out exact. That's the first one. All right, example number 2. Science. A person who weighs 105 pounds on Earth would weigh about 17.5 pounds on the moon. About how much would a 60-pound dog weigh on the moon? Use the cross products to find the answer in example 2. So here we're setting up like we did in the last lesson. We'll start with a blank proportion, like so. They weigh 105 pounds on Earth and 17.5 pounds on the moon. This is Earth, and this is the moon. So they tell us how much would a 60-pound dog weigh on the moon. So it weighs 60 pounds on Earth. What does it weigh on the moon? That would be X. So we have to do our cross products, and notice here the numbers are going to get a little crazy on us. So 105x equals 17.5 times 60, which I'll scoot that 0 out. 0, 3, 42, 45, 0, and I got to put in 1. messes me up when I do it that way. 1 decimal place, so it looks like 1,050 divided by 105, and it looks like X is 10. So that 60-pound dog on the Earth would weigh 10 pounds on the moon. So same thing, we just set them up. They did the cross products just like we did. Divided those out. 10 is our answer. There's 50 penguins at an aquarium. The ratio of rockhopper penguins to African penguins is 3 to 7. How many are rockhoppers? All right, well, they tell us the total here. Okay? And the rockhopper is 3 out of the total in this ratio would be 10. So that's a little tricky. 3 out of 10, that's rockhopper to the total of this ratio that they gave us. The reason why I'm not using 3 to 7 is because it's not asking me how many African are there. I need to know how many rockhoppers are there. So there's 3 out of 10 according to this ratio over here. How many would that be out of 50? So 10x equals 150, divide by 10, x equals 15. So 15 of them are rockhoppers. That's kind of a funny, yeah, I didn't know there was different. And they did the same thing there. Set up the equation, set up the proportion, I guess. It is an equation. And they get 15, just like us. Yay! Awesome. So suppose a 150-pound astronaut stood on the moon. How much would the astronaut weigh? So a 105-pound person weighs 17.5. That's given. I looked back in the book. So how much would a 150-pound astronaut weigh? So 105x equals 17.5 times 150, 0, 0, 0, placeholder 5, carry the 2, the 3, that's going to be an 8, 2 zeros, 5, 7, 1, 0, 5, 12, carry the 1, 16, carry the 1, 2, so that's 2625 divided by 105, and I say you could use a calculator to solve that one. And it comes out to be, hopefully it would be 25 pounds. Let's see. Well, I don't know if that's what that comes out to be, so I think it's close. In John's class, the ratio of boys to girls is 5 to 8. There are 39 students in his class. How many are girls? So the boys, this ratio tells us boys to girls. Let me get that off of there again. So this ratio right here tells us boys to girls. So this is the boys' number. This is the girls' number. So there's 13 total. So out of 13, 8 are girls. So that's 8 out of a total of 13 equals how many then out of 39? And notice I'm using the girls' number, not the boys' number. So it's going to be 13x equals 39 times 8. 312 divide by 13, x equals, let's see, 13 into 312 goes twice, which is 26, 52, 24 times. So there's 24 girls in that class. Yay! The ratio of tubes of acrylic paint to tubes of oil paint in an art teacher's cabinet is 3 to 2. There are 65 tubes of paint in the cabinet. How many are acrylic? Okay, which number is acrylic? Tubes of acrylic paint to oil paint. So acrylic is the first number. So 3 out of 5 are acrylic. So how many out of 65 would be acrylic? So 5x equals 65 times 3, 195, divide by 5, x equals 3, which is 15, 40, 39 tubes are acrylic. Yay! Awesome. All right, another example. A scientist is studying the growth rate of conifer trees. In these trees, the weight of the needles and the stems grow at a rate proportional to the root weight. One sample tree has a needle and stem weight of 21.1 pounds and a root weight of 5.3 pounds. The needle and stem weight of the second tree is 35.2 pounds. Estimate the weight of its roots. Okay, I'm going to have to read that again. The weight of the needles and stems grow at a rate proportional to the root weight. So that means if I want to write my proportion, so 21.1 to 5.3. So this is the stem and this is the root. The needle and stem weight of the second tree is 35.2 pounds. Needle and stem weight. A needle root grow at a rate proportional to the root weight. I think we leave that, boy, I don't know, estimate it. So if you look, this is about 4, the root is about 4 times the stem. So you divide it by 4. So if we multiply by 4 or divide by 4, we would take this, which is the stem weight, which is 35.2, and we divide it by 4, estimating, rounds to about 36. I'm going to say 9. I'm not sure though. Let's see. They did the same thing, 20 to 5, and then rounded it to 36. I'll be darned. Woohoo! Right. What didn't I say? Did I say B? Yep. Okay. Just checking. Okay, so suppose another tree has the stem weight of 70. Okay, so it was the same problem. It was 20 to 5, which is 4 times. So 78, this is 4, the number compatible. You're either times by 4 or divide by 4. So I'd round this to 80. Divided by 4 would be 20. So the root weight would be about 20 pounds. Okay, so anyway, that's just dealing with numbers, and you're going to be doing a lot of solving. Every one of them says use cross products. So even if it's an easy one and it's obvious and you know the answer, I still want to see your cross products set equal to each other and you're dividing, and that's back here. This is what I want to see. Go back just a second. Okay, right here on these, like this one, this is what I want to see, is that you take 4b equals 30. Even if you can look at it and tell the answer without any work, you still need to show your work. All right, so that's it, and we'll see you in 8.6.